Can science prove the existence of God? This is not a religious video. Just for a change, let's explore the possibility. Are there any clues in science to prove the existence of God? If God created the universe, then who created him? This is the classic what came first, the egg or the chicken question. If somehow we come up with the notion of a source for God, then what is the source for that source? And so on ad infinitum. First of all, we don't have a proper definition of God. I'm conveniently leaving all the religious dogma aside and looking at it purely through logic. When we say God, are we talking about the source of all creation or some kind of a bored cosmic being who had nothing else to do and ended up creating us? Either way, he has done a pretty good job. Without getting into his intentions for creating the universe, he has done a job so good that it will take us aeons to figure out even a small percentage of it. So we can be sure that he is smart and that his intelligence must be above average. Once I had a debate with my colleague. He stumped me with the question, if God exists, can you show him to me? This question got me thinking, where could this God be hiding if he is there? I had a copy of Robinson Crusoe at that time. I asked my colleague, can you show me the creator of this book in this book? My colleague was a little taken aback. He was expecting me to give the rigors of faith, but instead I asked him a simple question. He nonchalantly showed me the picture of the author on the cover. I smiled and said, I could show you a million images of God, but that doesn't prove his existence. At that moment, I had an epiphany. If there is a creator, then he can only create the universe from a higher dimension and is not bound by the lower dimensions in which we exist. He has to be outside of it. So if we go around asking the question, show God to me, it's absurd because you are like Robinson Crusoe asking to meet Daniel Defoe in person. God, by definition, must be free from all physical laws. If he is bound in any dimension, even a higher one, he would be bound by the laws in the frame of that dimension. So it's plausible that he is a dimensionless entity, or we could call it the zeroth dimension. The holographic principle stated the boldest and most bizarre theory about the universe. It says that our universe may be a hologram. The information to create the universe may exist elsewhere in some lower dimension and is projected as a 3D world. It has to do with the study of black holes. Black holes are objects whose gravity is so strong that it sucks up everything in the universe. Not even light can escape. So that means if you enter a black hole, you are forever obliterated from the universe. No matter how much you try, you can never come back. So does this mean that you are destroyed forever till the last atom? Well, science also says that nothing can ever be created nor destroyed, including information. So the quantum information of you sucked into the black hole can never be destroyed. This is a paradox. Which is true? Do you get obliterated inside a black hole, or do you continue to exist inside the black hole somewhere? As it turns out, both are true. At the point of event horizon, the reality splits into two. If you happen to find a black hole and jump into one, at the point of event horizon, the universe will split you into two. One version of you will get sucked into the black hole, and the other will remain at the event horizon and later radiated as Hawking radiation. This radiating black hole works more like a hologram. If we extrapolate this to our universe, it may be possible that our universe is a hologram projected from a 2D plane. If a 3D universe can be created using information from a 2D plane, then it's possible that such information in a 2D plane is created from a zeroth dimension. So when we are talking about God being the source of all creation, then all the information needed to create the universe may have originated in the zeroth dimension. The holographic principle states that the universe may actually be just a two-dimensional reality, creating the illusion of three dimensions. But what if it is actually a zero dimension of nothingness from which everything is created? As the Big Bang Theory states, a universe out of nothing. So, we have established that the creator must be some form of intelligence in a higher or zeroth dimension we don't have access to. Now, where am I going with this? If we look at our mind, it has no existence on its own. The mind can be looked at as a bundle of all your thoughts and memories combined. Psychology looks at the mind as an emergent property of your consciousness. The mind is a consequence of a certain activity in your consciousness. It is not an entity by itself, but an emergent principle. In quantum mechanics, time is looked at as an emergent property rather than an absolute quantity. If you observe a quantum particle, the observation causes the particle to collapse and change into a different state. This change in the quantum state becomes time in the universe. Just like the mind is just a property of consciousness, so time is just a property of our entanglement with the universe. Someone who is observing the system from outside, that is in a higher dimension, will not be influenced by any quantum changes in it, and hence there will be no emergence of time for him. He will have no time, an entity not bound by the lower dimensions of space and time. If he is timeless, then he must be ageless, which means he should have no beginning and no end. In other words, immortal. So to sum it up, he will be a supremely intelligent, spaceless, timeless, ageless, conscious, and a higher dimensional entity. I am not stating that God is someone sitting somewhere in the corner of the universe with a long white beard orchestrating the events in our lives. God may be just a word to describe that which is the source of everything. It may be an entity, a higher dimensional reality, or simply a source of a larger presence. We do not know. A reality where all laws will break down, a reality where the distinction between a person and a presence is destroyed. The multiverse theory states that there could be an infinite number of universes out there with all possible kinds of physical laws, and our universe may just be the one with the right kind of laws for life to happen and humans to exist. Maybe there is no one out there. Maybe there is no source of creation, just a random combination of events that gives the illusion of an intelligent presence. But scientifically, there is no proof for this either, just as there is no proof for God.